Okay guys, I have not done one of these in a long while. I have had a couple stacked up to upload, but then I realised they weren't fully amazing and I didn't really go into much detail. And since then I have watched a lot of anime and I've seen a lot of seasons, I have to admit, of anime. And the anime I'm going to review today is called Chaos Head, which I know is based based off a video game, where it's more like a reading novel video game where you just make some decisions. I've never played the video game, so I only know it from the anime side. But I know in the game and in the anime, you take up of the role, or the main character is called Takumi, and I can't remember. I found out about Chaos Head. I was reading some about Steins Gate and it mentioned something after it's been set after a year of Chaos Head, and I was like, oh, that seems like pretty good. And then I kind of put it on my anime list and watched it before Steins Gate because that seemed like it's the most logical solution right there. If it's set a year before, cause I don't know if they're linked or not, which they are not, which I found out where just before. But since Chaos Head was a short one, I thought I'll watch that. And when I was watching it, oh my god, it's such a great anime. I have to admit, it's an anime that messes with your mind. But I can't say too much about the storyline itself, because if I say like what goes on, really, it kind of ruins the whole thing for you. So, like I said, the main character's name's Takumi. And he's kind of like socially awkward in a way. He has delusions ever since he remembers. From a kid, he could see delusions. So he kind of builds himself in a bubble where he really goes to school. He has his whole schedule, which they mention is great, where he can take so many days off school before he's got to show up just to get the right amount of credits to get into the next year and pass. And so great, because at the start, I have to admit, I didn't know what was real and what's not. So half the time, you kind of guessing what's a delusion and what's not. A lot of the time, you know it's a delusion, but it's not. And then you got these new gen murders going on, which then people start to investigate, and they start to kind of suspect that he's the killer, because he's been at the several crimes and he's been showing pictures of it happening before it even happens. And that kid, he kind of remembers, he can draw stuff down, and then it happens, and it's like he can kind of see the future and all that stuff. And one of the murders he sees a girl at his school killing someone, and she turns around and says Takumi, and then he starts suspecting that she's the killer, and her name's Rimi. But a lot of stuff goes on, and another thing is they have these things called D-swords, which no one else can see unless you have this power, which they're called Gigolomaniacs. But they go into more stuff about that, and the whole point of him is he's trying to find his D-sword. Perfect. But this whole anime, such a great anime. So good. I couldn't stop watching it. How many times I had to go out or go to work, and always go through my mind was that anime. And I was like, please, for once, can I just sit here and watch it? And lucky enough, I found a day that I can just sit down and watch the rest of it, and I just found it amazing. The whole storyline between it is great, and I do recommend to watch it. I have to recommend to watch it in a way. Depends if you want to watch it subbed or dubbed. I personally watched it in dubbed, so I know what's going on, because if I try and read subs, I miss a lot of what's going on with the actions and all that stuff. So everything. So yeah, I know in the game you have delusion trigger, which at points you got delusions that you got to mess around with, and you just got to answer the correct way. Depends on how you answer, depends on how the game goes. It's one of them type of games. I've played a couple of games, and those games are pretty fun because you got multiple endings. Depends which character you personally get close to. But what I liked about this anime as well, not just that it's all psychological and it's got a bit of action in it, it also has a slight romance. And I personally do like to watch anime that has romance in it. I mean, majority of anime do have romance in it. But me personally, I would not stop watching anime if it's just full of romance. Because I know a lot of people, like, after with Sword Art Online, a lot of people start watching it. I've read about this, and they said, oh yeah, the first started off great action, stuck in a video game, great action, and it's gonna be awesome. And then it just really went into about Kirito and Asuna, and then a lot of people went, well, it's gotten too romancy now, and all that stuff. And the whole point of Alphine was him trying to save Asuna. But I kind of went off topic there. But the romance in this is great because it's one of those ones where, in the end, kind of all the girls kind of fall for him because of reasons. But this anime is great, and I'm telling you now, go and watch it. It's such a great anime, and I'm watching Steins Gate at the moment, and when I finish watching this, I'll probably do a review on this because this anime is so great. So I command you now, go and watch it, and I want to say thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.